Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. On this channel, on the Ignition Time channel, you get important information about the country, about the economy, and about money, because I do believe the three are linked closely together. In my earlier video, I actually did a live stream earlier today where I broke the news that House Speaker Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, have called the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, as well as the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, for an important meeting at 4 p.m. East Coast time today. Invites were sent out and the meeting is confirmed. Not only is the meeting confirmed, but we can also confirm that the U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is actually going to be joining the meeting by phone, according to Politico. And you'll see this headline from Politico on your screen right now. And the headline reads, Big Four time. According to Politico, this signals an increasing level of seriousness, a new phase, if you will, which will be very welcome to many people looking to wrap up the legislative year with a funding deal and COVID relief deal. It does seem that the government funding, which is a $1.4 trillion bill, is a higher priority. We'll know as soon as the Big Four emerge from their meeting, and I'll be sure to report that. And according to Politico, leaders hope to file the omnibus bill today, which is the government spending bill today. And the COVID bill, the stimulus bill, is a bit further off. Hopefully it'll be filed along with the omnibus bill. Surprises have occurred with Congress, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Pelosi controls the House, as you know. House Speaker Pelosi right there controls the House, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell controls the Senate. So they'll need to essentially come to a consensus and get their other lawmakers who follow them, who essentially take their lead. They'll need to get those individuals on board. Now, Politico also reported that several people involved with the negotiations have said that they will not wrap up the year until a stimulus deal is done. So that is encouraging. But at this moment in time, at the time I'm recording this, it doesn't look like there are any stimulus checks. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is scheduled to speak at 2 p.m. and he'll probably address these issues in his meeting. By the way, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell earlier today did acknowledge that President-elect Joe Biden is now President-elect. Also, you'll see this tweet on your screen from Seung Min Kim from the Washington Post. Senator Mitt Romney congratulated President-elect Biden on his win and expressed admiration for his willingness to endure the rigors of a presidential campaign and serve in the nation's highest office. They also discussed the challenging moment the president-elect will confront with a divided nation, the ongoing pandemic, a struggling economy, and a rising China. The senator wishes him well. So you can see more and more Republican senators are now starting to congratulate and recognize President-elect Joe Biden as the president-elect. And in other news, Putin from Russia also recognized President-elect Joe Biden, like as if it matters to us. But I thought it's interesting that foreign leaders are now starting to chime in. Honestly, I think we should be less divided because we don't want to give our adversaries a chance to further divide us. That's my opinion. On this channel, the Ignition Time channel, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American first, as we all are. And in other news, Jeff Stein confirmed, thanks to Mike DeBonis, who covers Congress for the Washington Post, that this meeting is indeed confirmed. The meeting of the Big Four at 4 p.m. East Coast time today. And so Jeff Stein from the Washington Post says we're getting closer to the it's happening territory. And as you can also see, it was confirmed by Jake Sherman from Politico that the meeting is indeed happening today. And like I mentioned earlier, that the U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is joining by phone. I'm pretty sure that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, there he is right there. Hello, Senate Majority Leader. And there's House Speaker Pelosi, right? So I'm pretty sure the Senate Majority Leader is super excited right now. You can see his excitement on your screen right here. This is how excited he is about the meeting that's about to take place at 4 p.m. East Coast time today. You see his excitement? Isn't that great how excited he is? And speaking of the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who was pretty happy, as you can see, about the 4 p.m. meeting, you can see that the Senate Majority Leader is already planning his next moves with some senior Republicans. What do I mean by that? Here's a tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman over at Politico, and Jake reports that on a Senate Republican call that is happening at the time I'm recording this video, the Senate Majority Leader and other important Republican senators like Roy Blunt and John Thune all pleaded with Senate Republicans to not object to the election results on January 6th, which is the date that Congress is going to formally accept the, all the electoral college results. So basically, the key Republicans are saying we should not object because it's a done deal. President-elect Joe Biden is going to be the president of the United States and is going to be inaugurated on the 20th of January. And McConnell said this, and I quote, It's a terrible vote for the Republican Party. If some people object, other Republicans would have to vote it down, which makes it seem like they are anti-Trump. So you can already start to see the political calculations, a recognition of the writing on the wall, and the next step in the political gridlock that our country is going to see in the future. You'll see this tweet on your screen from Paul E. Williams, who is a housing policy bureaucrat and who has already outlined some of the problems associated with the latest bill. The emergency rental assistance rules in the new stimulus bill. Payments go to certain corporations unless they refuse to participate. So payments go to landlords unless landlords refuse to participate. Landlords can apply for assistance on behalf of tenants, which opens the doors for large owners to apply for entire buildings. Look, there's always going to be a loophole in a stimulus bill, and we can already start to see the loopholes that are being examined. Speaking of loopholes, speaking of the future, the political future for our country, you'll see this article on your screen from Politico. Biden puts skin in the game in Georgia. The president-elect is already using precious political capital on the Senate runoffs even before taking office, because President-elect Biden is trying to get the Democrats to win both the seats in Georgia, which would allow Democrats to regain control of the United States Senate. So what is President-elect Biden going to face? Here's another article on your screen from Politico. Biden faces a massive boom ahead, or maybe another recession before a massive boom first. Vaccine euphoria is giving economic forecasters hope for a blockbuster 2021, and stock market valuations are at historic highs. I'm in the stock market. The stock market is surging as I'm recording this video. I pretty much say that every day. The stock market is surging, and this is a very difficult balancing act economically for President-elect Biden, because he doesn't want to hamper a rising stock market. Here's another article on your screen that also from Politico, which actually shows you how lopsided this recovery is. I've mentioned this before. Individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, hospitality have been impacted, and here's the proof. I mean, you've heard this before, but this is so important, and this is why I mention it on my channel. The most lopsided economic event imaginable, according to Politico. Wave of evictions threatens African American and Latino tenants, and evictions actually increase the probability of the spread of this horrible pandemic, because people have to be out on the street or into cramped quarters. I can't even believe I'm talking about rising homelessness because the government didn't intervene. I do believe hopefully we should see some positive news emerging. And speaking of positive news, here's an article on your screen from the Washington Post. The FDA review clears a path for the second vaccine, this one developed by Moderna, and regulators confirmed that the vaccine was 94% effective and raised no serious safety concerns. Could authorize it as early as this Friday. So that is encouraging news as well. In more news from the New York Times, and you'll see this headline from New York Times: as the vaccine campaign enters day 2, because today is day 2, Dr. Fauci said that President-elect Joe Biden should receive one soon. So, many individuals in the country are still skeptical of getting a shot. I just want to be clear about that. But, this is where things stand. And finally, you'll see a tweet on your screen from Ashley Kirzinger, who's the Associate Director for Public Opinion and Survey Research at the Kaiser Family Foundation. And she pointed out the Kaiser Family Foundation COVID-19 vaccine monitor. This is fascinating because it's an ongoing research project tracking the public's attitudes and effectiveness with vaccinations. I did mention this on our channel earlier. I do believe that as more and more people take the vaccine, those who are skeptical will become less skeptical, because psychologically we do things, no one wants to be the first to try something. If you're walking on a street and there are 20 people in front of you and everyone looks up, as you walk, you will also look up. We just psychologically tend to do things if others have done it, especially if we are skeptical. That's just the way we are wired as human beings. And the first analysis from Ashley says, and there's an uptick in the share of the public who say they will get a vaccine. Let's show you this image on your screen. And so this shows you the share of individuals saying they would get a COVID-19 vaccine if it were free and deemed to be safe by scientists. And this has actually increased since September. So the question was, if a COVID-19 vaccine was determined to be safe by scientists and available for free to everyone who wanted it, would you definitely get it, which is a darker color, and definitely not get it, which is the lightest color? You can see in September of 2020, 34% of individuals said they would definitely get it. And in December of 2020, that number was up from 34% to 41%, which is extremely encouraging. And if you look at the percentage of individuals who said they would definitely not get it, it was at 20% in September 2020. Now it's down to 15%. So what is really interesting is that dark blue portion seems to be increasing. And again, this is from the Kaiser Family Foundation Vaccine Monitor. Fascinating work. I do believe that there are some phenomenal researchers and phenomenal economists and phenomenal statisticians, which is why I want to give them full credit. And you'll always find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Let me know what you think about all the political moves, all the stimulus negotiations, and finally this shifting landscape of vaccine acceptance. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. Remember, the Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We cover matters that are important to the country, that impact the economy, that in turn impact your wallet. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, here's my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. If you have a moment, check out my video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. And as we recover from this madness, from this horrific crisis, I want to help you live your American dream. So please make sure you click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our channel going forward. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. If you want to get added to our SMS alerts list, our text messaging alerts list, all you have to do is simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time in the body of the text message, and then send that text message to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to our SMS alerts list, and then you can opt out of the alerts list at any time. You'll get breaking news, important information that impacts the country, important information that impacts the economy, and important information that affects your money. We'll also release information about any important programs we might release, which are going to be very, very limited if and when we release them, because it's a time commitment for me. So I'll let you know if that happens. Also, you can get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. You'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the emails at any point in time that you want. No worries about that. No concerns. You can opt out of the email list or the SMS list at any point in time that you want. Speaking of notifications, sometimes, not always, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. What they do is sometimes there's a delay with the notifications. It happens. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you can visit the homepage of our channel through your browser anytime you want, and you're not dependent on notifications from YouTube. So you might find that valuable. Speaking of valuable, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get exclusive content specifically as an Instagram follow. You can also follow us on Twitter. Simply follow us on Twitter at ignition_time, the same handle as Instagram. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter about all things that are important to the country, the economy, and money. So make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. Again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. The one thing I encourage you to do is comment below. Our community is very respectful, it's bipartisan, it's highly intelligent, and it's growing very quickly. So I think you'll make some new friends in our community. So please make sure you participate in our community. A healthy debate is always welcome. We can agree to disagree. I believe that's what makes us great as a country and as a people. So make sure you comment below. Also, share this video with friends and family. I need your help. I really need your help to grow our community, and I would greatly appreciate that. Finally, all I ask you to do is please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That tells the YouTube algorithm that you found the content helpful. That really helps us out at the channel. We work very hard behind the scenes to put together all of this content, to organize the content, and to present it to you in a fair and balanced manner. I want you to remember, for us at the Ignition Time channel, it's not about the red or the blue. It's simply about the red, white, and blue. It's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about being an American first. We are all Americans first. And that is what makes the Ignition Time channel unique. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember, you'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out the description section to get links to our resources. I really appreciate you watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.